the lake. And they launched forth. But as they sailed, he fell asleep. And there came down a storm of wind upon the lake. And they were filled with water and were in jeopardy. And they came to him and they woke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of water. And they ceased, and there was a calm. I want to talk to you from these verses. Christ makes the difference. Say that out for me. Christ makes the difference. Jesus Christ. You ought to say that. You notice how I see it. Say it like I see it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ makes the difference. You know, the way you say it is the way you feel, the way you can give it out. Emphasis, if you notice, because Jesus is the high point of it. Jesus Christ makes the difference. When you give it like that, it seems as though you know what you're talking about. Isn't that right? We're bombarded on every hand with crises, emergencies, and we're looking for somebody or something to make a difference in our lives. We'll come out with canned good, microwave oven. All of these gadgets, all of these things was created and made and given to us to make a difference. We are people that are always looking for difference. We're never satisfied, and that's a good thing, because you wouldn't progress if you were satisfied where you are. God made us with a desire to go higher. No matter where you are, we have a desire to go higher. You may be doing well on your job and make it good, but I promise you, the end of the year, the beginning of the year, you're looking for more. You're looking for a raise. And when we get through with all our gadgets and all of these things that were made to make our time, better use of time and speed along things and to make a difference in our lives. After all that we've gone through, all of the experience, and all the gadgets and all the things that we've had, if you are a true believer of Christ, you have already discovered that Christ is the only one that really makes a difference. Isn't that right? He makes a difference in our lives. The total difference. Isn't that right? When we look at our lesson here today, we discover that Jesus entered a ship with the fellows. Fellows is the disciples. He entered a ship and he said unto them, let us go over. He had just come out of revival. He just got through healing and preaching and feeding the hungry and all of that. And he told them, fellas, let us get it. Jesus does different things. You remember last week in the revival, he told them to get in a ship and he went up into the mountain to pray. You see the difference, don't you? But this time he says, let us get in the ship. He's going with them. But I want you to look as we open up our lesson. I want you to look at what happens, how cunning that old devil is. And as soon as he tells them, let us go over to the other side. Huh? Jesus was both God and man. Now, if your mind can't grasp that, that's all right. Because many of us don't grasp it. But we take him by faith at his word. He's both God and he's both man. Jesus was. And so when he entered the ship, the manly part of him was weary from all of his journey. He had been preaching, he'd been healing, he'd been feeding. Yes, sir. And he sit down like you and I, and the natural part of him come forth, and he fell asleep. You see, the reason he was able to combat the devil in the flood is because he took on the flood with the same feeling and element that you and I had. Isn't that right? And so he fell asleep. And while he was asleep, the devil come with his cunning and trickery, just like he did when he had fasted and hungered for 40 days and 40 nights. The devil will come to you, he supposed, at your weakest moment. It is a time when you think nobody cares. It's at a time when it looks like I'm all by myself. It's at a time that you're having your pity party, saying nobody cares and no one goes through like me. I'm the only one that is going this way. Nobody. And the devil will take advantage of that situation. Isn't that right? Have you so upset you won't be speaking to your neighbor, you ain't talking to your children, and pay no attention to your husband or your wife? Isn't that right? That's because the devil is trying to deal with you because he looked and saw you, he thought at your weakest moment. But how many of you know that Jesus makes the difference? So I punish you. If you don't have him, you get Jesus in your life. You need him. The devil will tell you, you can make it, you can do this, I'm smart, I got this, that, and other one. But then, when he gets you out on the limb, it's just like that cartoon. Little animal get out and run out on the limb and look back, and then the devil is standing there grinning with a saw. Said, buddy, you out on the limb, you ain't got nowhere to go. I got you, I'm going to show you what I think about you. And he saw them off and they fought. That's the way it's comical, but that's the way the devil do you when you allow him to come in and start dictating to you and telling you who you like and who you dislike. And things from God has said, but we should love everybody. Even love our enemies. Do good to them. But we can't do these things except we have Christ the center, the center of our life. We need him. I tell you, we can't make it without him. You got to have Jesus. When you got him, it makes a total difference in your life. I said, Jesus, the manly part of him, at the close of the day, was wearied and tired, just like you. And he sit down, and you go after a long, hard day of labor work. When you sit down, normally you get quiet, you fall asleep. Jesus fell asleep. Isn't that right? He was asleep in the ship. And the devil looked and said, Jesus now is going to sleep. And those boys are in the ocean, they're in the sea there, and Jesus is asleep. Now, he's on in there while he's asleep, and I'm going to cause some trouble. I'm going to try to destroy him while Jesus is asleep. Isn't that right? But Jesus really and truly never really sleeps. Isn't that right? Somebody ran to Jesus and said, Master, oh Master, don't you See, Peter, we are here. We're about to perish, Master. Isn't that right? Record says that he was weary, he laid down, he was tired. Yeah. And he laid down like a natural man. But how many of you know sometimes we go through life and everything is all right. Bills are paid, getting along with our children, neighbors are not acting up, and we go along and we think everything is peachy. Everything is all right. But how many of you know right behind the calmness of life, Satan is brewing up a storm? One guy says, well, I'm mostly worried when the sun is shining. I'm worried when things are going well with me. And somebody says, why? He said, well, I know that when the sun is shining, the devil is somewhere brewing up a storm for me. Isn't that right? And then Jesus laid down a natural man, and after children was in jeopardy, in danger, on the sea. Isn't that right? And they woke him up. Isn't that right? He laid down a natural man, and when he woke up, and somebody said in trouble, he woke up like a natural God. Ain't God right? The record said that he got up. Isn't that right? When he woke up, he arose. Isn't that right? And when he got up, the lightning was flashing, the thunder was roaring, and the wind was howling. Isn't that right? Yes. And he looked around and began to rebuke the wind. Isn't that right? And the record says, and there was a raging in the water. The sea was raging. It was jumping out of the sea over in the ship. Isn't that right? But at the word of Jesus, he made a difference. He will make a difference in your life. I dare you to invite him in, and he'll come in and stop with you. Won't he do it? Yes, he spoke to the elements. Yeah, and the lightning one way, the wind ceased from blowing. The thunder took his roar out, and the water laid down like a little baby. Ain't God all right? Yes. And he looked around and those in the boat and began to say, for your faith. Isn't that right? You have to show God in the person of Jesus that you know him, you trust him. Isn't that right? That he is about that time made him over to the other side. And when they got there, Jesus met another storm. Storm! Life will raging all in our lives. As soon as we get through with one storm, we'll meet another storm. Storm is raging in our lives. But Jesus makes the difference. Isn't that right? He got out of the boat, and there was a man by the name of Legend. Isn't that right? Well, he didn't live in no house. He didn't wear no clothes. He was a wild man. And Jesus had just calmed the sea, calmed the storm. He looked at this ferocious man and had to calm down this crazy man. Ain't God all right? This man lived in the tomb and didn't wear no clothes. And all he did was run up and down the graveyard, hooping and hollering, good. Doors of the churches are come by letter. Candidate of Christian experience. How are you? I will come now by the blood